We are back for a BITREP. Yeah. So this is a practice game of me trying out lists for the major I have next weekend. I brought Noah over, one of the better practice partners I have in the area for me. And we rocked out some Tau versus Ulthwe. He's playing Tau Sept, and I'm rocking the Ulthwe a very similar build to what I've been building, and actually very similar to what I'm taking to the tournament. And so Noah's got a Tau Sept. We are on the priority objectives where there's 3 in the middle. And then on the bottom left and bottom right are the special objectives where you slap the button to get 3 points. And so this is how we're deployed. This is actually after redeploy because I think we've determined that I'm going first. We'll see in just a second with how the replay goes. I'll get it started here. We're getting our command points ready. I've got 8. I've already done my fate dice, it looks like. So we know who's going first. And what we're going to do here is I'll walk you through what he's got. So he's got this in 2 detachments, but I'm going to say it all together to make it easier to understand. He's got a Enforcer Commander and an Ethereal. And that guy is right over here. Here he is. And then these are all Devilfish with 10 guys inside of them. He's got 3 suits here, 3 suits here. And then he's got suits in Deep Strike as well. And then he has stealth suits that he sends out into the field there. And there's more stealth suits that you can't see, but they're right. Oh, they're right here right now. They get redeployed up to here in a second. So that's what he's bringing. Basically, for the suits, what he's got is a plasma unit, a unit with the burst cannons and air burst cannons, and then another unit with flamers and plasma, and then flamers and plasma. So it's kind of a different collection of them, but he likes to deep strike them and bring them in next to the stealth suits. That's what Noah enjoys doing. Yeah, so Noah's going first. He broke off the drones from his... let's just pause this for just a moment and we'll walk through it. So down here on my side, I've got Fire Prism, Wave Serpent. This is a forest here that this Fire Prism and this Wave Serpent are touching. Then I've got 10 Swooping Hawks right here. I've got 8 Warp Spiders deployed right here. Actually, I think it's 9 in this list. 5 Rangers here that were basically helping with the null deploy. He deployed stealth suits up here. So I deployed Rangers up here to give me this flank. Basically, what I was watching out for is if he went first, I didn't want him to drop his suits in and pick up a Fire Prism. That's real bad. And so what I did is I made sure, based on where these Rangers are, that where these stealth suits could start wouldn't be able to get the suits into a way where they could actually see the Fire Prisms down here. The math didn't work. There's a corner right here that they're trying to trace past. So the line is like this. And then it's through the forest and it's too far over. It's all bad for him. Down here, he can drop them, but like this wall is close enough to the corner that he'll maybe be able to shoot a Wave Serpent that's in a forest, which I hope he does that because I will counterattack that so hard all day, every day, Tuesdays, just all the time. So what we have done here is 2 Warlocks on bike, a Farseer on bike, and also Eldar is somewhere in there. I can't tell you. There's also Rangers up here in the corner. This particular piece of terrain has doors here, but nothing right here. So these Rangers are invisible, and they are very movable to this middle objective. You can see that I have Stranglehold, so I've been thinking that through. The 3rd unit of Rangers is back here, ready to take this Ranger's position when they move forward. And that's pretty much my deployment. So Noah goes first. He breaks off 2 suits from this Devilfish and advances them forward to grab the middle objective so that he can get Strangle. So I have Strangle, R&D, and Interrogation, Psychic Interrogation. He has Strangle, R&D, and Decisive Action. We could have a long conversation on my feelings on people's ability to take both Stranglehold and Decisive Action at the same time. But we don't have to because I don't think you can. I'm looking at my notes here, and it looks like he took Abhor, not Strangle. So I don't know if I'll notice at any point during the game and correct that for us. Past Colin is responsible for that, not current Colin. Current Colin can't do anything about that. So Noah's getting ready to move. We're talking about something. The game's going to get rolling pretty quick here. There's a lot of pre-measuring happening. He's deciding if he wants to move this suit unit forward to kill those Rangers. Basically, this matchup for me is the suits are very scary, as are the dudes in the Devilfish. So I want to make sure that the dudes in the Devilfish don't kill my characters and my more important infantry. They go so fast with their ability to drive forward, jump out, run really far, and shoot. So I tried to make sure that my characters are always surrounded. I tried to make sure that I knew exactly where the Devilfish were all the time, and then just the suits in general. Just do a lot of shooting. But if you can bait them into shooting one thing, like a Wave Serpent or a unit you don't care about anymore, then they're pretty easy to kill for Eldar if you plan it well. So he's moving a Devilfish down here and is not getting the guys out yet, which I think is actually pretty smart. He's not. I'm too far away and I'm too screened. He doesn't want to. Oh, we're into my turn now. We finished Noah's turn. He got 3 for slapping the button. He got 4 on secondary for decisive action because he was on all 3 of these objectives. Stealth Suit's down here. Stealth Suit's up here. Let me use my fancy thing here. Stealth Suit's here. Stealth Suit's here. Drones here. Got him 4 for decisive action. I keep wanting to say divisive action, which is like really different. Divisive action is what I'm going to do back to Noah here. That's what's going to happen. So I've moved my Hawks down here, flew them up to the top of this building. I know that Tau are difficult to kill, but that's 40 shots. If I can get Jinx or Doom on this unit as well, maybe the Hawks just shred that unit and it's dealt with. Up here, this is Banshees. Using a long advance roll, we're going to run right up here. This is a wall here that keeps them safe. Noah's actually allowed me to charge and clear this entire unit off the objective. You can see, while also being able to stay behind this wall, which makes it hard for this unit up here to respond to me without it touching this wall right here. And that's the way I play 40K in a nutshell. I want to kill you and play the mission without you being able to kill me back. So I'm always looking at, if you're going to be able to kill me back, what are you giving up for that? This multi-part trade would be Banshees kill suits. They're going to have some help from some other shooting here. Banshees kill suits. And then if the suits want to advance up to the wall here and touch it and kill the Banshees, great. Now the suits are up close to me and I can kill them. Now, Fire Prisms move 16. And here we've discovered that his suits can be seen by the Fire Prisms, which they have drones. So I don't know. We don't know how that's actually going to go, right? But that's what I'm doing there. He put all of his suits in Deep Strike, and so not all of them, but most of them in Deep Strike. So the Fire Prisms are operating a little bit at will here. I actually have a pretty good plan, if I remember correctly. Unfortunately, I had to play this game a while ago, and I'm just getting to recording the audio for it. So I don't remember what my plan exactly was, but I know I had a plan to make it so that the suits don't come in from reserves and just ace the Fire Prisms up there. So we'll see what happens. Now I'm doing one of my favorite tricks right here. I've moved a Warlock up to the center of the table. That Warlock is going to PI Psychic Interrogation, his character that's over here, somewhere in this pack of Tau goodness that looks like dinosaurs. It's a Kipash dinosaur. I mean, it's actually super cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Psychic Interrogation, and then this dude back here. So this is Steve, and this is Steve's friend down here, the quickening guy, who I often call Scott. So Scott's going to quicken Steve back after Steve does the Psychic Interrogation, which is pretty good. You also can do that with the Farseer, and you can Doom. You can do Psychic Interrogation and then spend a CP to do Doom and get Doom on something across the table and get Psychic Interrogation. I do that a lot. I don't do that when I don't need to, because if you fail quickening, the Farseer dies. If I fail quickening and the Protect Jinx Warlock dies, that's not that big of a deal. He took up Whore, so it's not great news. But my army can function without the Protect Jinx Warlock in this matchup. It's much more important in a matchup where everybody's got 2-up saves, and they're standing in cover being jerks, because I'm playing Ulthwe and not Hail. So Protect Jinx guy is down here. I did actually get off Doom and Guide here, so I've got Doom on this unit, Guide on the Hawks that are standing here. Sorry, they're not painted yet. My new Hawks are getting done right now. Okay, so a little bit of shooting going into the stealth unit. What I don't know is why I didn't jump the warp spiders forward and shoot them and then jump back over the wall. Because I think the warp spiders are doing R&D right now. That is exactly what's happening. I'm not very good at remembering to do R&D early, so sometimes I'll just have like a warp spider unit do it and say, fine, whatever. All right. That's I recognize that as Banshee shooting into the stealth suits. Or maybe it's Rangers, hard to say. Oh, it's Rangers. The Rangers are shooting here and then battle focusing onto the objective is what's happening. Oh, yes, sorry. The fire prism shot and went through oh, I'm shooting quickly here. All right, I'm going to pause it for just a second. All right, because I went really fast there. So the fire prisms used their strat. They shot the suits. They only killed the drones. That was not ideal. It is what it is. Then they popped back. Okay, then he battle focused back. I did the battle focus 6 strat, which allowed me to go 3 and touch the forest. Just if you're wondering what's happening here, vectored engines allows me to do that. Now that he's back here, my banshees are going to charge into here, and they're going to create a screen, which makes his guys have to drop back down over here, and they won't be able to see the fire prism. I believe is what the plan is, but we'll see what actually happens for sure. And then the little shooting from the fire prisms picked up the rest of the drones off the stealth suits. So now the banshees were already going to wreck that unit. Now that unit is super wrecked. I think this is the mortal wound banshees up here, not the 2 damage a hit guys. But I'm not honestly. I'm a little confused which color is which now at this exact moment. Here's the hawks shooting into the suits. I'm doing it in batches, and Noah's rolling saves in response. All the drones are now gone. Here's the second half of that shooting. I pull all the 6s out. I guide the rest. I didn't fish for 6s because I'm strength 4 into T5. Strength 4, rather. I'm strength 4 into T4 because they're stealth suits. So I figured that fishing for the 6s to auto wound wasn't as good as just accepting it. So he's rolling saves. I'm bringing the hawks back. Now the hawks are actually going to deploy spread out a little bit. That's to stop Noah from deep striking behind me or teleporting behind me. It also makes it so that there's a Farseer there. If he does drop behind me, that hawk unit will still be guided, and they can go brown like that and shoot whatever it is. So that picked up that unit. I think the Rangers shot it as well from right here in the middle of the table. They then battle focused up here. Oh, that's right. Okay. Let me explain what happened with the fire prisms. The amount of CP that I have tells me I didn't use the fire prism strat. I think I just did shots and just didn't ignore the invul because I knew that he had drones that I needed to kill through. So I just used the fire prism shooting to just kind of get the drones killed, but I did not use the strat. That makes perfect sense to me now because with 3 drones there, it's unlikely that the 2 CP for the strat's going to get me anywhere because I'm going to probably miss with 1 or fill the wound with 1, and then the other 3 that are left will just kill drones. So that's what happened there. I'm just softening that unit for the future. Now you see exactly what I said I was going to do. I did, which is the banshees took the objective to get me strangle, and they pulled forward here. I do want to correct that I don't have psychic interrogation. I have ritual, and so the warlock in the middle of the table was doing what I said, but I said the wrong thing. So sorry about that. This is doing this. It takes a little bit of practice. I'm getting better at it. It's sometimes hard to remember everything that happened in the game, which is, by the way, why BATREPs are hard to watch. If you think about that, it's hard for me watching it the second time. I played the game and I'm watching it and I'm still getting confused on the things that are happening. That's why BATREPs are hard. So this is a work in progress for us to make these as easy for you guys to understand as possible. Now I scored 10 on my first turn. I got a 3. I got 4 for ritual. I got 3 for strangle, and I earned deed in 1 place. And then I slapped the button. Fantastic first turn for me. I have 3 6s saved up for fate dice. So this fire prism that's in the forest, if he wants to bring suits in 9 away from this guy, It's like right here. Some of them can see, but even if they can see, they're shooting me at -1. He'll get a +1 from a marker light somehow. I'll LFR to make it -1 again. I have 3 6s saved up. It's a real gamble for him. And also it gets, I've killed one unit. I've killed both units of stealth suits. The suits are in all these different groups. The one that's not on the table yet, if I could kill it and trade it for a fire prism, that's probably okay, because the warp spiders are chilling right here. Like, hey, yeah, come on the table, it'd be great. But I don't think he automatically kills that fire prism, and so I think that's just kind of a bait move to try to get him to bring them down. Down here at the bottom of the table, if he brings them in, he's got no shots because of where the wave serpent's at. There's also oh yeah, this is Devilfish from right here is just offloading guys up to this wall. I don't love that, but you can't keep everything alive all the time. Here's the three suits that I killed their drones. They're positioning to be able to shoot downfield. They can get shots on the wave serpent if they want. They can kill the rangers off the middle objective. This Devilfish is holding this objective down here with the sad Tim Penny sticker on it. And then he's going to move up, use the advanced strat to move up his suit unit to take the objective, because he's going to give them OPSEC and give them drones and make them 4-up. I think it's the first guy has a 2-up, 4-up, and then ends up with a 4-up Feel No Pain. If I'm not a Tau expert, but it's something like that. So they're very durable, and so he's saying, hey, I'm going to take the middle of the table. I'm going to shoot your stuff. You have Strangle. I have Strangle. I have Decisive Action, so I need to take the 3 objectives early here. And so let's see how easily you can kill them. And then he's moving his Devilfish up here that still has guys in it, by the way. These both still have people in them. And he's moving them up here and using them to screen out my Warp Spiders and my Dire Avengers, which aren't on the table. I have a unit of 5 Warp Spiders with the +1 per gun shots when they come in. So it ends up being, because the Exarch has 2 guns, it ends up being 6 die 6 plus 6 shots. It's a free deep strike unit that hits like crazy. I can make it auto charge 9 if I want. I can give it OPSEC if I want. It's just it could come in and do R&D if I don't want it to shoot someone. It's an incredible I love free deep strike units that shoot like crazy. Super good utility, because you also can just bring them in a spot on the field where you're worried you don't have enough firepower to deal with that threat, like in your deployment zone, or it could be anywhere. Like, they don't have to do any particular thing. I don't like to deep strike melee threats and things that are bullies that need to be on the table to move things around, but like a 5-point 100 and whatever point Warp Spider unit that can come and kill something and die, fine. Particularly good against Tau, particularly good against Neds. Big fan of that unit. All right, so we've got a lot of shooting going on from Noah, and basically what's going to happen is these guys are going to get shot, these guys are going to get shot, and I believe the Wave Serpent gets shot too. But he can't see the fire prisms effectively with any of his stuff, and certainly not well enough to kill them in a forest with 3 6s and my saves. All right. He shot 2 big shots there at someone, and 2 6s gone from the fate dice. We have to remember, as a people playing the game, we have to remember to point better, because I don't actually know who was shooting who where at that point. Tell you what, I'm gonna we'll skip forward through Noah's shooting, because we know what happens. All right. So he fire and faded these 3 suits back. They're right here. He's got the other suits right here. As I expected, he killed the Banshees. He killed the Rangers. Oh, these guys aren't shooting. I was really worried that these guys were going to touch the wall and shoot the Hawks. I think at -1 to hit with 5 up, 5 up, the Hawks don't actually die to that. But more importantly, he needed the R&D. So he threw those guys into my deployment zone to R&D. That's what he did. It looks like they advanced to do that. Let's not question Noah, because I don't know what actually happened there. So Noah's now at 22. He scored 10 primary because he got 4 at the start of turn 2. And then he got 3 for slapping the button. That puts him at 10. For secondaries, he got his second R&D for 4. And then he also got his second divisive action for 4. So that is, he has 2 R&Ds. So he's at 12, yeah. It's my turn 2 now. I'm actually just positioning the warp spiders for the future. I can't get them to anything. I can't get them to any target that's super useful at the moment, but they're a fantastic threat to him. So I'm moving them up and holding the objective with them and making him have to deal with them. The other thing that's going to happen this turn is the fire prisms are going to reposition to a better spot, I think. No, I think they stay in the forest this turn. Let's just see. We'll see what past Colin does here. So one of the mistakes I make sometimes is I don't put enough shooting into the 10 idiots that have run into my deployment zone, which is an often thing with Eldar, is that people like to send all this stuff in. So I've moved all the Hawks to the middle of the table. I love them shooting anything here. I want them to, they can do chip damage into the Devilfish if I need. They can help pick up the drones on the suits before I shoot the suits. They can pick up these guys. What I actually did is I flew over those guys and used the strat to bomb them with mortals, because again, I want to kill, at this point, he's exposed these suits. I can sort of see these suits, this Devilfish, these guys. There's lots of stuff for me to kill this turn. So I thought, let's spend some CP and not have to shoot as much into that unit, is what I thought. But what I was saying before is I love situations like this where you could take a unit, throw it in the middle of the table, and know that it can shoot here, it can shoot here, or it can shoot here. So it gets to shoot anywhere it wants, and it's safe because it gets to leave. So I can even wait till the last thing if I want to shoot it. These are the Banshees, ninja running out of the Wave Serpent right here with a 6 to advance. They're up here. They can charge and clear these, or they can do a longer charge into here. Because of the -2 to charge strat for suits, this is actually a rough charge. This is an easy charge. But this guy is going to be gone because of quickening. These guys are going to fly away. If I want the middle objective, the Banshees can do that job. You can't see the Fire Warriors, but they totally got out and have walked down right here. And are just going to peek around the corner at this Devilfish, and then they're going to battle focus back. That allows me to kill the Devilfish for free because it's got no invul. The Fire Dragons don't need any command points. They don't need any fate dice to get that job done. They will just obliterate it, and they'll be safe, and they can just chill. I love that. I love when you can get the Fire Dragons to kill a thing and then just battle focus away. That's why Hank, my buddy Hank, likes to play with the longer range Fire Dragons. He likes to play with the longer range Fire Dragons so that he can shoot from farther away and then battle focus them 6 behind a wall. He gives them the -2 to be charged relics, so they're hard to deal with. The idea they're still at the Fire Dragon and shoot multiple times. I really can't stand using my super heavy, powerful unit and watching someone just make all their invuls, or failing to wound, or just some sort of error. So I like the auto wounding when I hit, because at least then there's one less step that can hose me. Also, in my army, they end up taking care of T8 all the time. And while they know they're strength 9, I don't want to roll 1s and 2s there. I also, lots of things have transhuman, like Leviathan Maliceptors, and I just want to wreck them. I've brought in the 5-man unit of Warp Spiders to hold this objective as well. Mostly it's because they have shots here, and their shots into suits is really good. These aren't Borkan suits, they're Tau Sept suits, so I get to wound them on 3s of Warp Spiders. Borkan, I get to win them on 4s, and that feels a lot worse. But Warp Spiders are amazing in the Tau matchup. I actually think they're one of the biggest problems I present for Tau, is the Warp Spiders. Because I could deep strike both units, and if I do that, it's just a massive problem because it's so much efficient with Guide and Doom that he can't really stop Guide and Doom. It's so much efficiency, it's just crazy. That's the number of shots from that Warp Spider unit. As you can see, they've gone insane. I couldn't count what it was, but I rolled very hot. Here we go. That's half of them, I think. I didn't guide them. The Hawks have guide this turn. I don't remember where Doom is. It's probably in the middle of the table, knowing me. I certainly don't ever fail powers with this list. Hardly ever. I usually cast Doom as the first Farseer cast, so it's +1. And then you're nailing it on a 6. Pretty good. I reroll sometimes for it. If I have a Fate Dice to do it, I'll do the Fate Dice, and then it's undeniable on a 9, which is pretty easy to get with a +1 to cast and getting a 6. So he put the spiders through the 2-up guy with the Feel No Pain first, I think is what happened. And that's why there's still drones left. All right. So that suit unit got picked up. Sorry, small suit unit, you were not durable enough for the power of the Warp Spider. I think that's all my characters with all the shuriken catapults picking up the infantry that are still bothering me. I keep my characters together, and what that means is that I have 10 shuriken shots, one pistol from Eldrad, one pistol from Warlock on Foot in my new list, and then 4 and 4 for the 2 Skyrunners. That's all really efficient because of Ulthwe, because they're all individual units for Ulthwe. I really like that. It clears off stuff in my deployment zone pretty effectively. In my new list, I do a Warlock on Foot for the Quicken guy because he never goes anywhere. He basically stands on my home objective and quickens people around all game. By the way, guys, look where Eldrad is. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I'm Eldar with my big pimp cane. Yeah, he's a stud. So Eldrad's chilling over here being amazing. Don't worry, he's safe. Don't worry. Eldrad's like one of my favorite models in the whole game. He is not, I've not left him alone on an objective. Don't worry. All right, so as I promised, the fire dragons, you can see them now. They've appeared. Barely. You can see them up on the screen there. They basically just battle focused back around the wall after killing the devilfish. There's 5 rangers that have come on the board right here to R&D. Super cool. All my shooting is done. This is the Hawks shooting into that middle unit. That's what this is. Because everything else is dead, the Hawks have nothing else to shoot at. The Banshees could clear that on their own, but there's no reason not to shoot the Hawks into it and soften it up. There's the final drone dead. It's very hard to read Noah's dice, but he's rolling his saves. He has a 2-up again. I think the 2-up guy is still alive, so he's got a 2-up against a bunch of this. It's not. I don't think they're jinxed, so that's not great. Hawks are kind of hard to use in that way. And then they just all teleport back and keep Eldrad safe. So now I have to decide. Oh yeah, this Farseer still hasn't shot yet. He's like, I'll shoot him and then I'll move out of the way. I love that. I love shooting 18 inches with the Skyrunners and just being battle focus around the corner. What's happening now is the Wave Serpent. Oh, pistols from the Banshees. That's great. I love the pistols from the Banshees. People don't know. I'm shooting the guys in the building because I already know I'm going to kill the guys on the objective, and I can see them because they're in the train. Anyways, I love the pistols on the Banshees because nobody seems to know, including Eldar players, that pistols count in the rule for moving and advancing and shooting without penalty. So Banshees get to shoot their guns after they advance 1,000,000 miles and before they go in. That might seem like it doesn't matter. It is 5 shuriken shots. They are strength 4. They are AP 1. They are higher AP on 6s to wound. They have a reroll to wound because I'm Ulthwe. They literally will do a couple wounds each time. Why not? Okay, these are the mortal wound ones. I could tell you by the way that went. So the 2 damage ones were the earlier unit. They went and they mortal wounded off the first guy. Now they're attacking with all their 1 damage hits all together because they're all the same. And pow, 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 pow. Take that, suit guy. Yeah, you got nothing on AP4, joke. Actually, you're rolling a whole lot of invuls right now is what's happening. So many dice are getting rolled. What's happening? Nobody knows. I know it's hard to see under the Colin's movement phase thing. We were changing the entire format of how we do this has been redesigned and is being built. So it's going to be a lot more attractive. The numbers are going to be easier to read. They're not going to block the thing. That's all happening soon. It would appear that last guy lived with the Banshees. Now I probably gave the mob sec, so I'm fine, but that's weird. I don't remember why that happened. Probably he just hard rolled a lot of invuls, if I had to guess, which is what I was talking about earlier. Hate that. But what I've done here is incredibly dominant. Noah brought one of his suit deep strikes in. It's dead. I finished another suit unit. It's dead. I pushed his devilfish back. I've pushed him so far back off the table now that I basically have a line of control that looks like this on the table. And remember, I've got Strangle, I've got R&D, and I've got Ritual. So I have all the table I need. I never need to go to his deployment zone. There's nothing over there that I need. We're on to Noah's round 3. Noah's round 3. So he scores another 4 at the beginning of the turn because I took the whole table. And now he's going to try to get his 3rd decisive action so that he can max that. I think it maxes at a 12. 3 4s, I believe. But as you can see, the Tau are really not durable enough against this Eldar list. I presume Hail does the same thing to them, but I think Tau are still quite good post Data Slate nerf. It just seems like Tau is really incredibly difficult. Has a really hard time with durability against the type of the way Eldar's playing. I'm not sure what Noah should have done there. Like, could he have maybe he throws out to the middle of the table to do Strangle and Decisive instead of sending out suits? I'm not sure. I certainly think Noah's list is very good, and it's certainly a meta Tau list. I'm just not sure. He's not getting a lot of value out of his suit commander yet, so maybe that's something he could do better. This matchup, I don't exactly know. I need to get some Tau expertise on to talk through some Tau because I'm not really a Tau expert. I understand what they do, and I played them. I played Triptide in tournaments, but I don't. So here he's just running up and taking the objective from me, and also R&D. That's all those guys are doing, like studs. Perfectly fine use for them. That's going to get him 4 for decisive. It's going to get him 4 for me not getting that objective, and it's going to get him his 3rd R&D. So 4 more there. So that's a 12-point play there. So yeah, he didn't get to shoot with his breachers, but he got 12 victory points right there. 12. Like, people need to think about that more, especially if you think you're going to lose the game. Like, 12 points is a lot. The difference between scoring 50 and 62 for later in the tournament for trying to get good rankings is a really big deal. It is still my turn 3 is still left to go. I still have the Dire Avengers to come in, so he's screening them. I don't think he actually needs to screen them. I think he should let me R&D with them. Dire Avengers don't do a lot to him. I think that would be the smart thing to do, but I just don't. I think that he's trying to deny it instead. I feel like that Devilfish with the dudes in it should be doing something right now because of the table control that I have over him. So that's one thing I'd say. He holds them back. I know he does. I remember what happens to them. He should send them. They should do something. They should at least position or kill warp spiders, or they should do something. But I don't think that they're going to. So there's the final suit unit coming in. So now everything's on the table for Noah. He's going to try to clear the middle objectives again. But I've told Noah that he can do nothing but respond to my game plan. That's what's happened here, right? I've said I have Strangle, I have Dark Ritual, Warp Ritual, and I have R&D. I never have to leave the middle of the table. All I have to do is trade with you on the center objectives every turn, and I just win, and you can't do anything about it. And so what is he doing? We're doing exactly that. He's responding to the things I put on the middle objectives each turn. Wave Serpent down here, Banshees in the middle, Warp Spiders up here, and that's fine. I've got more stuff. I'll put more stuff out next turn. But the other thing that's happening is the trades he's making are not in his advantage because of the fire prisms and the hawks and the big warp spider unit, all of which that are acting basically with immunity, he's not getting my big threats dealt with, and that's really what's going to. I think that's really what's going to get Noah in the end. Noah's really wonderful, and he's really great at getting better at the game, and so he asks me a lot of questions, and so I should try to think more about what else I think he could do here. I do think that he tried to hang back, and I don't think you can hang back against Eldar. Last turn, or maybe this turn, he probably should have gone slightly more ham, would be my guess. But only if he can actually kill the fire prisms, and I don't know if he can. So Banshee's shot off the middle objective, drones out there to take it, like we talked about. The Wave Serpent at the bottom of the table doesn't matter anymore. It's going to take some shots because it's the only thing that some things can see. But that's fine. Noah's trying to move his models around because we had some confusion on visibility. No worries there. Yeah, that Wave Serpent down there doesn't matter because he's got the objective. Excuse me. He's got an OBSEC dude right here that's taking an objective from all of my warp spiders. That's rude. Yeah, so you can see right now it's the dead heat, right? 28 Colin, 29 Noah. Now Noah's got his primary for this turn in that, and it is, and I haven't gone yet, so I'm actually ahead at this point. But now it's now. Oh, the warp spiders has moved, so now we've moved on to my turn, I think. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing if I can drop the Dire Avengers in a place where they can R&D in his quarter and still shoot him. Noah's helping me by measuring that. So yeah, we've moved into my turn. Noah's got a 37 now. He finished decisive action, so he's got 12 on that now. He's got his third R&D done for 8. He's not has 0 on abhor. When you play Eldar, be really damn sure you've got a way to kill their characters if you're going to take Assassinate or Abhor. Because if you're playing against Hanker Eye or most of the other Eldar players, we just won't ever leverage our characters in a way that's going to I'd rather not have Doom than give you 3 victory points. That's how I feel about Doom, about Assassinate and Abhor. So, and also our characters have invuls and the Farseer has a lot of wounds. So he's not, and Eldred's got transhuman. So like the characters, you can kill them if you get a good threat to them, but if you just get trashed to them, you're probably not going to get them dead. It's not like Guard where like you get, 2 intercessors with chainswords in and all their characters die. All right, Hawks coming forward, Wave Serpent coming forward. Rangers moved up and have taken the objective and are holding train for their better cover save. Fire Dragons are going to run up. The Fire Dragons run up and actually touch this wall, which lets them see through it to this Devilfish. Not all the Fire Dragons are in auto wound range on that Devilfish, but that's fine. Devilfish also don't get an invul against me. Here comes that unit I staged earlier. Remember when I put them there and I told you that was important? Look, when you're looking at your opponent's army, think about how far things move and try to contemplate like what is exactly getting staged, right? What is he preparing to send at me next? How am I going to deal with it? Those warp spiders were set there to just be a real problem. And Noah, by putting his suits here, basically played right into their hand. Warp spiders are only move 12, shoot 12. They have to advance if they want to shoot farther than that. And then they can't battle focus away. So like that's a really big deal. So you can kind of plan for that. I don't know if Noah's suits could have gone into the train here and seen me through the wall, and as a result had a cover save against me. Like that's good. I don't ignore cover. And then also maybe he could have been more than 12 from where the warp spiders could have reached. I don't know, but maybe. So basically my game plan here is I want to kill these 10 dudes have to die, and they will because they just will. Those 10 dudes have to die. And then I have to kill this guy because he's standing on an objective that I would prefer to be mine. And I have to kill these 2 drones. I don't have to, but I'm going to. And then if I can kill these guys as well, then that's perfect. You can see that the fire prisms have decided that they're not in danger anymore. This is a thing that happens in all of my games. We get to a point in the game where the fire prisms say, well, 2 things have happened. 1, I'm not really at that much danger anymore. And 2, if one of us dies, it's not that big of a deal. It'd be wonderful if he focuses on us. Imagine if Noah right now takes all of his shooting on his turn and focuses it on the fire prism up there and kills a fire prism and doesn't kill any of the warp spiders in the middle of the table. That would be great. So you can also think of your threats that way as well. All right. So The Dyers actually are coming in on my end of the table because I haven't R&D'd in my own quarter yet. So they're going to do that, and they're also going to hold that objective because I don't think the Hawks are coming back this time. And so I was trying to plan for that. My Quicken guy is in here also holding the objective. Eldrad's in here throwing Guide out and also throwing out Fortune onto the Warp Spiders probably. Cyclic powers, that was the Farseer getting quickened back. All right, here we go. Got to do the brain powers. Oh, yep. That was a little bit of smite from the down there. I got the Protect Jinx Warlock. He's all, yeah, well, we got to kill these guys, but all the big shooting, I want all my big shooting to go down range. So I smited here into the crappy guys just to kind of get some of them dead. I'll also use the Shuriken catapults from him to do that. And also the Rangers will shoot them as well because they're just all they did is walk up and hold the objective. The Wave Serpent touched its tail to the wall so that it can see through as well, so we can also shoot them. And then the Fire Dragons are positioned to shoot the Devilfish. Looks like we're starting with a heavy aggressive amount of Warp Spider shooting, probably into the suits right here. That's so many wounds. Drones down, drones down. If you think about Warp Spiders in this situation, they're minimum shot 3 into the suits because they have they're a 6-man unit, the suits are. They have 3 suits and 3 drones. And so your blast is minimum 3 on every shot, and you're rolling that big unit rolls 9 die 6 in this game. And then they're using their battle focus ability once per game to go down here. This is actually, I love this play because there's a wall right here that you can't see through from this angle very easily. And if you want to come over here, you have to shoot them through the forest. And again, I would love for him to shoot through a forest into Warp Spiders that have Fortune on them. They have an invul, they have Fortune. I might have Fate dice. Like, do it, go for it. And the alternative of that is they're positioned to R&D in the final quarter that I need, or they're positioned to move up and start taking out his castle, which I don't need to do, but there's no reason not to do it because those Warp Spiders aren't needed anywhere else. That was the Fire Prisms deciding that Devilfish don't have invuls and not even using their strat, just wrecking. He's getting his guys out. The problem Noah had here is the guys should have gotten out in position last turn, like I told you, because now they're getting out and there's nowhere he can put them that I can't see them with something. Is the issue. Because the other Fire Prism, the closer one, hasn't fired yet. And it can do its blast shots there. It's a problem. This is Hawk shooting, obviously. I believe they're actually shooting into the Devilfish, which seems silly because I've got the Fire Prisms, the Fire Dragon set up. But the Hawks are positioned badly and they need to battle focus, and you can't shoot if you don't battle focus. But they actually did do, it looks like 5 wounds to it. So good on them. It looks like it has 8 left. And then I'm positioning them right here. Now they are important and everything, but by positioning them here, I can fly into his deployment zone and R&D on the final turn of the game. Actually, this is 3, isn't it? This is 3? Or did I not update it? I guess this is 3. Because the Dyer's this is 4. It just doesn't, it's the wrong run number. So there's position to basically get R&D next turn if he doesn't deal with them, and I don't know that he can. Okay, so here's the problem for Noah. Okay, I now control the entire table, and all he has left that you see there's the blast from the fire. So he now has to roll a 3 to R&D in his corner because the Fire Prism picked up so many of the breachers. Rather than shooting the suits, I literally shot the breachers to stop R&D. And then the Fire Dragons pick up the Devilfish. And now he basically, and then what's left is we charge some stuff into the couple breachers that are left. The fire dragons charge, the rangers charge. This is the rangers shooting into those breachers that are still alive. No, they're not. So now he can't R&D at all. He's done. He's R&D'd 3 times and his game's over for that. So you can see that the death, the kind of the uppercut, mortality, fatality, whatever is happening here. A lot of the times you'll see in my games that I play back very defensively the first several turns and just trade with you and get the points that I need. If you leave me a situation where I can come at you and I think that it will win the game, I'll do it. Here, I played the same way I've played the whole game. The only difference is I moved the spiders and the hawks to more aggressive positions after they went. And I was able to do that because I saw how my shooting phase went. He doesn't have very much army left, and I'm actually, it doesn't look like I'm ahead on points, but he's done on R&D, he's done on decisive. I'm done on ritual. I'm not done on R&D, and I'm not done on strangle. So if I stay even with him on primary, I will be ahead of him on secondary, even if I kill nothing else. This is Noah's turn now. We stopped updating the score just to try to power through the last few minutes of the game. Noah's just trying to figure out the best way that he can get points. But anything he does here gets countered. The spiders are going to advance with an advanced fate die, hopefully, to right here. Oh, yeah. Me pulling my phone out probably means we're talking it out. Because this is turn 5. So the warp spiders can come up here for my 5, kill them. The wave serpent can advance onto this objective if I want. The fire dragons are still alive here. My Farsi are still alive here. This guy can kill some stuff. He's going to try to kill the hawks to stop R&D. He doesn't kill enough of them when we roll it. Killing a fire prism doesn't get him anything. He needs to kill a character. He needs to kill this guy, but he doesn't really have a way to do it. He's just in a really bad situation. Here's me doing fate dice, and you can see that I rolled 3 6s. That doesn't help him with anything. I'm also amused that I still have 6 CP left. That's a very much, you can tell a lot about me and how I'm playing based on how many CP I have. If I'm playing aggressively, my CP are all gone early. If I'm playing super defensively, I don't use a lot of CP typically. So there's all the 6s basically saying, no, Noah, you don't get to shoot. You don't get to kill anything this turn. I thought we were talking it out. We were not. My final R&D is going to be done by the hawks. I'm going to end up strangling every turn. So my primary went, turn 2, I got a 4 plus 3 for 7, then a 7, again, 4 plus 3. So I got a 4 on the first 2 turns because both times he took the table and I had to take it back. But because of the way that it went, the last 2 turns of the game, yeah, he's like, okay, all my things are dead. The last few turns of the game, I got 12s because he was pushed so far back. So I'm just going to show you guys the score here at the end. It's right here at the end here, and we'll talk it out. Okay. So this is the final score of the game. The 97 is actually slightly wrong for me. I wrote 15 for ritual, and ritual's obviously max 12, so I'm 3 shorter than that. I'm actually at 84 plus 10 for 94. The 6 points that I missed are 3 from 3 from strangle, and then I missed 3 from ritual, right? 6. So I should be at 94. Yeah, okay. I maxed primary easily. If I had 6 turns, he's tabled. If you're wondering about the attrition part of this, the fire prisms are still alive. That's 340 points of my army. There's still 7 hawks alive. That's plenty to do R&D. The big unit of warp spiders is still alive. The 6 fire dragons are still alive. The wave serpent's still alive. I would guess 1,300 of points of my army are alive. It was a very sound beating, and it doesn't look like it early, but it's just the trading. It's just the flow of Noah takes the middle, I take it back. Noah takes the middle, I take it back. But each time, what's being traded and who's giving up what, and all of that's happening each time. It ends up being really, really lopsided at the end. So love playing Noah. I'm beginning to think that I won't play any more Tau practice for a while. We'll see if I run in any Tau at the Major next week. That'll be interesting. But in general, I'm not getting, even our best Tau players aren't giving me a great game into my Eldar. I don't know. Noah's asking me how to help with that. I'm thinking about it, Noah. But I think Tau might be in a bad spot against Ulthwe in particular. And also, Hale's better than Ulthwe in wins and everything. So it could be that Hale's an even bigger problem for Tau. I bet it is. And the quadruple hammerhead that a lot of people are taking doesn't help you at all in this matchup. The fire prisms will fire and fade and kill the hammerheads, and that's not helping you with the matchup. So it's a little bit rough there. But I do like quadruple hammerhead for the rest of the meta. I like it for Tyranids. I like it for Space Marines. I like it for lots of the other armies, Chaos, Knights. I like it for all of that other stuff. I just don't happen to like it for Eldar in particular. All right, guys, that's a BITREP done. We'll talk to you all soon, and I really appreciate you guys. Bye now.